All right, boxers, you received your instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Good luck to you.
Caleb Plant, how does he react after his first pro loss? Also, again, you saw Jordan Plant there in the audience, his wife, first child born August 25th, his daughter Charlie, a 45-minute labor. That's a win already, Lennox.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations to them. Joe Goosen is back with us ringside. Joe, congratulations on the Frank Sanchez win.
Thank you, Brian.
Joe, what did you tell him?
Well, you know, I told him, look, he started to slow down in the 4th and 5th round. I told him he had to pick up the pace. It's a 10-round fight. There's no time to lose. And pushed him hard in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and we got the knockout.
We're going to get back to that, Joe, as we get here. But we're underway here. Caleb Plant aggressive in the opening seconds against Dirrell. Be nice to see an aggressive Caleb Plant, fellas.
Well, listen, he's with Stephen Edwards, the bread man, and a new trainer, and he spent a lot of time in the ring, and that's the key. You know, Breadman told me, he said he found out that Caleb Plant didn't spar a lot, and he triple-timed it with him, and he said he was a different. Oh, look, it's getting rough already.
Dirrell gets him in a headlock. Harvey Dock breaks them up.
Yeah. Anyway, Brian, the point is that he said Caleb Plant is going to be a different fighter in this fight.
He looks like that already, aggressive. Yeah. But, you know, again, Dirrell, his nickname is Dog. So he's going to fight you like a dog in there, and he just did. Nice jab to the body from Plant. You know, Plant has always impressed me, Lennox, with his ring IQ. I always thought with more experience, he would get better and better. He was obviously world-class and a world title holder, but there could be a great second act here in store for Caleb Plant.
Oh, yeah. He's, you know, there's good things when you lose sometimes. You learn a lot, and you gain a lot from that loss. And he's gained another trainer and more moves, so this is a great fight for him to come back in.
He was boxing very well against Canelo Alvarez, winning rounds. He led on connects 33-27 through 3 rounds and was out jabbing Canelo, but Canelo stayed patient, steady. You know, #1 in the world pound for pound. At least he was at the time. He caught Plant in the 11th, put him down twice for a stoppage. Dirrell, as we mentioned, has real power, and you can see the experience already. He's not going to get flustered by an early attack.
And both fighters are getting used to each other, especially Caleb, because, you know, first time with Dirrell, and Dirrell's got a different energy and a different rhythm going on, so he's got to figure out that rhythm first.
He's got a different rhythm, but, you know, they have similar styles. They leave the left hand low. They like to roll and go. They're counter punchers. You know, right there, you touch Dirrell, he's gonna touch you back. So, just earlier in the stanza, I saw Caleb Plant throw a left hook and miss it, and then Dirrell whipped a punch, and let me tell you, it looked really hard. It looked like a knockout punch. So they're both sharp guys, and they're going to get closer and closer, and they're going to start touching each other more and more like that. And like that.
Right hand from Dirrell. Another right hand lands on Plant. Plant's still sturdy on his feet, but they touched him.
Break, I'm here. Break, clean. Clean when I say break.
You know, Harvey Dock, you know, to Dirrell's defense there, he said keep it clean, but he didn't tell him to break until after he threw that shot. He was like, I'm here. Well, that doesn't mean stop punching. You know what means stop punching? Stop punching. Right, thank you, Lennox. Let's go to Heidi Androl.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well, gearing up for Halloween, Caleb Plant is dressed for the part. He enlisted the help of the shoe surgeon in Los Angeles to recreate the rarest horror shoe, the greatest horror shoe of all time, and arguably the most expensive shoe out there. That's the Freddy Krueger SP Dunks. You see those on the right. He had them recreated to be fit for boxing for this fight in particular. And he told me that his shoe obsession actually comes from being a kid who didn't have any new shoes. In fact, he told me that they always had holes in them. He would run holes into his socks when he would do his road work. It wasn't until he trained with a pro for the first time, they went out and he actually bought Caleb a pair of brand new shoes. That was the first time for him. Don't worry, he's made up for it now. He's got over 100 rare pairs of sneakers in his house today. Guys, back to you.
Heidi, thank you. I think that qualifies for a shoe obsession. You saw in the corner, by the way, Caleb's father, Richie, is still there in the corner. And the new trainer, Stephen Edwards, replacing Justin Gamber, his longtime trainer. So a change after his first professional loss. And we're in round number 2. Yep, so summarize, what did we learn in the first round, fellas? There was a lot going on.
Well, we learned that by the end of the round, they had stopped feeling each other out and started throwing some wicked shots. Plant landed a hook, and then Dirrell landed a counter right hand. So they both got a good look in before the round ended. And it's just going to pick up steam as we go along. We've got 12 rounds here, so they're going to take their time, most likely.
It will be interesting, too. You can see right in the middle of between the two fighters there, now to the right of Dirrell, that's Steve Weisfeld, one of the top judges in the world. And so if it goes down to a decision, it should be very well judged. Larry Hazard is with us, our unofficial judge, and Huff scoring 2. Plant able to land there with the jab. Got an interesting matchup, and I think Dirrell's credit, he's put himself back in the championship equation.
Yeah, he's so smart. Plant threw a right hand right at him, and Dirrell automatically touched back with his own right hand. He's a great counterpuncher. Both of these guys are good counterpunchers, and they like to lead with that quick left hook, too, sometimes. Like that, well, you saw how that he tried to counter the jab, Lennox, right there off of Plant with that hook. Dirrell, that's smart stuff. It's hard to teach, and it's hard to pull the trigger on that.
Plant's doing the right thing, though. He's mixing up the jab, sometimes to the head, sometimes to the body.
Did it both times there, Lennox, too. Ate a right hand from Dirrell.
But then Plant came back with his own right hand left hook. So he's looking to even it up. When they get touched, they play a lot of tags, hard tag.
Right, Joe. Nice exchanges there from both fighters. Just as you were saying, that Plant landed a right hand to the body. So there's a lot of action going on here. Will be difficult to score and judge. Expect good competitive rounds here. We're getting them so far. Good action. We saw Anthony Dirrell on Fox against Kyron Davis, got a draw in February of 2021. At that point, I thought, all right, maybe Dirrell is not going to be championship timber anymore.
Sometimes, Brian, you train to your opponent, and I don't know how hard. I'm sure he gave Kyron Davis, plenty of, training, but I think for this particular fight, he instead of 100%, he gave 120% in camp. Dirrell.
Oh yeah, you can see it on Dirrell's stomach. He's ready. He's in shape.
A little more inspired.
Yes.
Plant trying with the hook. Dirrell blocking that.
I got to tell you, Plant's body looks entirely different from the last couple of years that I've seen him. Would you agree, Len?
Yeah, he's in shape. This is a serious fight for him. And he works hard in the gym. He's so serious in the gym. He's locked in. He works like 110%.
120?
Technically, you can only go to 100, but I was going to let all that slide. We're in the semifinal. The main event is coming up next. Deontay Wilder, the return of the former heavyweight champion of the world, stretching out. All 6'7" of them. Two large men in the ring tonight.
It's kind of hard to believe Deontay Wilder's only 214 pounds because when you stand next to him, he looks like he's 250, doesn't he?
He's an enormous, yeah. He is one of those fighters that can fluctuate in weight, and there's the Nordic Nightmare, comes in 253 pounds. And he's a guy who physically, mentally has reached another level late in his career.
Yeah, and you know how he explained it, what he did, Brian, right?
Yeah.
Well, tell me.
You want to tell him?
Let's see if
he said he changed his training camp.
Right.
He also changed his diet. And he went to the food of his Nordic ancestors.
Right.
Which is meat, eggs.
Exactly.
No carbs.
You can explain it better than I.
Is that paleo diet, whatever it is? But again, he is on the Åland Islands between Finland and Sweden. He said, this is how my ancestors ate.
Right.
And it has worked for Helenius. Here we go, round number 3. Caleb Plant outlanding Anthony Dirrell so far, but it's been very competitive, very close. With a right hand to the body from Plant.
You see Dirrell trying to hook off everything. If he catches your jab, he's hooking. If you throw a right hand to his body, he's hooking. He tries to catch you with that counter hook.
He's watching and analyzing as he boxes.
Yeah.
Look at the body shot discrepancy there. We saw it up there, 18-2. Right, so that's where there is a difference between the two fighters. Plant, point of emphasis, Joe, landing to the body.
Well, he's landing that right hand that will, although, like I said, the threat of that left hook is always there. Nice slide. Oh, boy, that's a little rough. Harvey Doc's not going to put up with much of that much longer.
You hit him behind the head. Don't hit him behind the head. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Let's go.
Harvey Doc with the right move there, because you're right. I think you sensed that, Joe. He was getting a little rough unnecessarily there. You can't throw your elbow at a man's head when you're clinching.
Yeah, I mean,
no forearm shivers.
There's a lot of bad blood between these guys at the press conferences at the weigh-in.
Nice jab. Combination. Look at Plant letting his hands fly now. A little quicker. See, that's the thing. For the rough stuff, it's like you've got 12 rounds to punch each other. There's plenty of time to get the animosity out. I don't like this guy. Hey, punch him in the head.
Well, he doesn't like him, and he doesn't think his punches are anything, because every time Caleb throws a punch and hits him, he's like, wow, what was that? You know, that's nothing. So Caleb needs to do something to get his attention and, you know, get him concerned.
And at the same time, Lennox, after a while, if a guy keeps shaking his head, it's like, well, you're getting touched. You're getting hit. These are points being scored. A little counter there was pretty quick from Dirrell.
Yeah, there was a little left hook right hand. It was really sharp and sweet. They're both landing. They're both touching each other right now. The one who's going to get clipped on the chin hard first is
hook on the inside, and down goes Plant, and Dirrell forcing him down as he kept on going.
Also landed on top of him.
Actually hit Plant while he was sitting on top of him. When you watch the replay, he comes down with a hammer right hand on him.
Dirrell definitely fighting rough so far. Trying to take advantage at any opportunity. We'll take a look at that again at the end of this round. I see what you're saying, Joe. Exactly. He didn't have to land on him like that.
And well, you'll see he brings the hammer on.
Harvey Dock has been on top of it. And again, if you keep warning a guy, eventually a point can be taken away. That was pretty close there, but we'll see exactly how Plant went down.
All right, this is a replay. I think it's going to be where they got rough in the corner. There's a little headlock, a little push, and now push down, and oh, he came down with that right hand. Wasn't as hard as it looked live, but yeah, he got rough. Let's see what happens here on the other angle. Plant's going to go on his back, and yeah, he raised his hand like he was going to come down hard, but he didn't. Yeah, nevertheless, it's really rough in there right now.
A little more than this was necessary, right? Once again, for the second time. So far, Caleb Plant showing pretty good defense. Harvey Dock telling Stephen Edwards, hey, I warned him. Again, you want to let Joe, you just in a corner. As a corner man, you want to know, hey, you're taking care of things, right? Like, are you going to make my guy hit him low? Are you going to make my guy do anything?
Oh, I'm going to have that conversation, right, for sure, without a doubt.
So I think Harvey Dock did a good job assuring the corner of Plant, like, no, I've got this. Don't tell your guy to take it into his own hands. Round number 4 scheduled for 12. Caleb Plant has landed 10 or more punches every round. Dirrell has yet to land 10 in a single round.
Nice.
See the discrepancy right there in the punches landed as Plant picks it up. Caleb Plant's hands are very fast when he gets it going.
Quick. Both guys are quick. Right there on that last exchange, Plant threw the right hand left hook, but that left hook was blocked by a very secure right hand next to Dirrell's chin. So, oh, look, here we go again.
Carries him into the ropes.
Maybe there's a case to be made for, you know, trying to be friendly towards your opponent leading up to a fight, because this is a big carryover from what went on for the previous month.
Yeah,
a lot of animosity.
A lot of animosity, a lot of energy in the wrong way.
I agree, Lennox. You know, there's a point, and again, there's a point where if a judge sees it again, you will get a warning normally, and then you will get a point. And in a fight like this, that could cost you quite a bit. I don't know how wide it's going to be.
In this situation, a lot of little things add up, and they can get the referee mad. Like, yo, I told this guy. Why does he keep on doing it? You know, I'm going to take a point away. I like how Dirrell picks his moments where he, you know, charges at Caleb and gets him against the round and starts throwing a whole bunch of punches.
Exploding on him.
Yeah.
Right. And Dirrell debuted in 2005 when Caleb Plant was 14. Again, he's only 8 years older, but he's been around a long time. Won a title in 2013, beat Sakio Bika. Remember Sakio Bika? Won a belt at 168, lost it in his first title defense to Badu Jack. And then won 6 in a row before running into a bigger and younger David Benavides, and that was not close. That was just one bad loss in his career.
And it goes to show you how good Benavides is, because you know, he kind of dominated that fight.
He did. It looked like it was a different weight class.
Yeah.
Good test here for Caleb Plant, though. You can see he's got to work very hard to get ahead in these rounds.
See, Dirrell's going to do that every single time. He gets him, they get close, they bump shoulders, and Dirrell will just kind of inch back a little bit and drop a right hand on Plant's ear. And he's done that like 5-6 times tonight already. And then Plant tried to return it just now.
You know why that? Because when Plant's in close, he drops his left hand.
Well,
and Dirrell knows that, especially coming out of a clinch.
Yeah, but you feel safe when you're snuggled in tight right there. And then what Dirrell does is he just draws back a little bit and gives himself some room.
Good counter shot there by Dirrell.
Yeah, it was.
Plant jumped in.
With his left hand down.
Usually a little more defensively responsible. Again, he is lightning fast, but Dirrell, a veteran, has good timing on the way in and sees the threat in front of him. However, though, we've seen some unnecessary tactics in this fight from Dirrell. Joe, take us through.
Yeah. Well, here's the beginning right there. So Dirrell's got his arm wrapped around him and then hit him on the waistline.